Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Thursday at 8 o'clock, and this is Tech Talk with Miss Nina B. Join me. Come on in, pull up a chair, pull out a pen, pencil, paper, whatever you need to take a couple of notes. Tonight, we're going to be talking about social proof on LinkedIn. You know, I love to talk about LinkedIn. And what is social proof and how do you get it? And why is it important? So come on in, invite a friend. We're going to get started in a few minutes. While I'm waiting for you, I'm going to share to invite some of my friends as well. So while we're waiting, I want to share something about me. So I love technology and I'm a geek, I'm a nerd, whatever the words that, I walk in them, empowered to walk in those phrases because I think it's a great thing. It's a part of who I am. On the flip side of that, I'm not the most domesticated person. I mean, I have a nice home, I have kids, I raise them, but, I cook because I have to, not necessarily because it's something that I love to do. So this year I have decided to make Thanksgiving dinner. Now, it's not so far-fetched because I actually did it before and I had family over and it was great. It was about 5 years ago. So maybe it's every 5 years I'll do the big Thanksgiving dinner and my children will wonder what happened in their world. So what that means is I'm looking for recommendations on easy but tasteful recipes. I like flavor, not spicy flavor, but taste. You can tell that you got some good stuff going on. So here, just a sec, I'm going to share. And if you're here with me, please let me know. Drop your name in the comments, say hi. Tell me how your day is going, all of that. I appreciate that you're taking time out to join Tech Talks every Thursday night, and hopefully you're finding it valuable. So, as I was saying, for Thanksgiving dinner, of course, I'm going to cook the turkey. But what other things? My son is a big mac and cheese. Both of my sons love mac and cheese. So I will be making homemade mac and cheese. Looking for a good, tasty, and easy recipe. So if you got one of those, either email it to message it to me or send me a link or something. Okay. Hey, Marissa, let me see who I got here. Hey, Marissa, I know you cook. So you're going to help me with Thanksgiving dinner. And then Erica, if you got some suggestions, let me know. I'm not going to put you out there like that, but you and I are very much alike. So I'm wondering if the cooking thing is questionable. Anyway, that's a little personal thing about Miss Nina B, but I am going to be doing something different about the cooking thing as I move forward. So expect to hear about my adventures and Thanksgiving dinner on the upcoming weeks because I will be sharing. Okay, so tonight we're going to be talking about social proof. What is social proof? How do you get it? And why is it important? So I'm going to kind of switch those around. What is social proof and why is it important? Well, social proof in today's world, people value the opinions of other people. They don't necessarily want to pay so much attention to what the party line or the marketing line is from companies. They want to know that a real person just like them found value in something, that they felt it was something to pay attention to. So for instance, if you have a service through your business, if you're an entrepreneur, or you have particular skills in your as a professional, it's it's like a recommendation of old. Those things really matter today because people don't want to just hear the party line. They want to know that a real person like me would recommend you, not just recommend you, but recommend a particular thing about you. So, for instance, I'm a technology coach and a LinkedIn coach. So, hey, Kim, thanks for joining. So, there are people in my world. If somebody says, I can say I'm a technology coach, that I love technology, but you're just hearing me say it. But there are people in my world who can vouch for that. Like Marissa is one of my sorority sisters, and she's probably seen or heard of my adventures as serving as a technology chair for my sorority chapter. I did it for years. And typically, if something is going on technology wise, if there's a challenge, they're usually calling me. So if somebody went to Marissa and says, hey, I heard that Nina is a technology coach, does she really know anything? Hopefully, she'll be able to say, absolutely. She knows a lot about a lot of different things. And so if you need her help on something, she's good to go. That's social proof. It's a real person, not just a company saying, hey, you want to hire consultant Nina because we believe, she's going to serve you well. Well, obviously you want my money, so I'm going to kind of believe you, but it's better if a real person that I know, like, and trust would share that with me. So that's one, what social proof is, and two, why is it important, particularly in this digital world where so many people have access to so much information about things, people, and places. They want to do research on their own and get some information. That's why a lot of these online reviews are really, like Yelp and all of that, are really big, because they allow real people to give their reviews and provide social proof of either the value, the fitness, or whatever the case may be for a particular person or item. So what does that mean for you as an individual and when it comes to LinkedIn? So particularly if you are a job seeker or a career professional that's trying to level up, get a promotion, maybe try something new, shift in the arena of your job, all of that. Social proof will buy you credibility. That's the bottom line. Social proof helps to enhance and buy you credibility. It speaks to your credibility. It speaks to what you're capable of doing. So on LinkedIn, where do people look to see what social proof is? Well, social proof shows up. Probably one of the first things is on your profile, obviously, in your skills endorsements. It's an endorsement section. So in the endorsement section, you can list the skills that you believe you have, and hopefully you actually do have those skills in different arenas. Like mine's probably says coaching and public speaking, technology. I have a lot of change management, all those kind of things. Volunteerism. I don't know if that's actually listed as that's an attribute, but nevertheless, you get my point. So you list that on your profile. However, that's all you can do as an individual. People you're connected to are the only ones who can check the box and say, absolutely, this person has the skill. So often when you go to other people's profiles that you're connected with, LinkedIn will prompt you and say, do you believe that this person has these 3 skills? Or out of these 3 skills, how would you recommend this person? And so it's a way for LinkedIn to prompt people to endorse you for your skills. But what do you do if you actually want someone to endorse you? You don't want to leave it to chance to LinkedIn, because you start getting a little counter next to those skills. And the higher the count, I think it goes all the way up to 99, and then it says 99 plus. The higher the count, the more it shows that people have endorsed you. Those are individual counts, individual people who have endorsed you. Now, a given person can endorse you for more than one thing, but you want to have your top ones at the top. And by the way, you can drag and drop and reorder those. So the key ones you want to always have at the top, because they will show automatically on your profile. Just a little tip. So how do you get people to endorse you? Well, you ask them. How about that? Simply ask. So you might be saying to yourself, okay, Nina, that sounds maybe a little awkward. I may go to Kim and say, hey, Kim, would you endorse me? And Kim, of course, is going to say, absolutely, absolutely, Miss Nina B, because you are awesome. And I would endorse her as well. But I have a recommendation on how you might want to approach it a little bit more structured and systematically. There's a little script. And if you're a part of my Empowerment Hotspot group, or if you join tonight, I'm going to be dropping that in the group. So you can, once you join the group, you can grab that. It's a simple script that says, hi, so-and-so, and a little personal message. How's it going? I saw you hit a work anniversary or whatever the case may be. And then you say, I'm trying to build my social proof in my profile. Would you be willing to endorse these 3 skills for me on my profile? And likewise, let me know what 3 skills you would like me to endorse for you. Now, obviously, you want to do that for someone who you've had a working relationship with, or a collaboration or something. You've worked with them, or maybe they've been a client or something. So you feel and they feel that it's authentic for them to endorse you. So you are specific so that those top skills that you want to have that count increase, that you actually get them to endorse those things. And then you say to them, let me know which ones on your profile I can endorse for you. Great question, Erica. Erica is asking, I've had people that I don't know endorse me. What's the etiquette for responding to that? Well, when somebody endorses you, there's no etiquette around that you have to respond. In fact, most of the time, unless you're paying close attention to your accounts, you don't even know that someone has endorsed you. Your count just increases. Now, obviously, if you see that and you see someone endorsing you that you don't know, if you really want to get to know that person, it's a great lead-in. They may be a prospect. They may be a potential client. So they may have heard of you. They may have watched your videos. You don't know how they know you. Now, they can only endorse you if you're connected to them. So then you want to be mindful that you do have a connection with them, and maybe that they saw you speak at something and you don't remember that person, but they definitely remembered you. So you can send a message to them and say, thank you for the endorsement. I appreciate your support. And by the way, if you can let me know, how you've seen me, how you have any recommendations or anything like that, if you want to start engaging. Hi, Carrie. Thanks for joining. So does that make sense, Erica? Let me know. Has anyone had that situation? Have you had people endorse you that you don't know? If so, just put a 1 in the comments, just a 1, and let me know. Have you had that situation? I know I've had, and I don't really worry about it, too much, but it may be an opening for you to leverage for engagement. Okay. Thank you, Erica. I'm glad that was helpful. So the next one I want to talk about on LinkedIn regarding social proof is a little bit, if skill endorsements were are like level 1, recommendations are like level 5. So let's talk about recommendations. On your profile, you have a section, usually right below in skill endorsements, is recommendations. You can give recommendations and up to other people, and obviously you want to get them to recommend you. So hold on just a sec. Can you edit endorsements in that case? It may not be something you want on your profile. Okay, Carrie, great question. I'm going to come back to it. Okay. Recommendations are an interesting thing. And this lines up very much to what you have on your profile. People can only recommend you based on things you have listed in your experience section on your profile. So I'm going to restate that. People can only recommend you based on the things that are in the experience section of your profile. So people can recommend you if they are, 1, connected to you, and 2, they have some particular relationship to you relative to that experience. So let me give you an example. If you worked with me at a particular job, you could recommend me. If you worked for me, if I worked for you, all of those are connection types for recommendations. Just because I happen to know, like Erica has her own practice, I can't suddenly go and recommend Erica because of her practice, because I've never worked with her in her practice. I've never worked for her. I never worked, she's never reported to me. Now, I could have been a client, which is another relationship. So I could say that I was a client of hers. And that is a valid relationship to the experience that's listed on her profile. Now, this is where I encourage people to really be thoughtful about what you list on your experience session so that people can feel comfortable when they give you a recommendation. So say, for instance, I have my sorority listed on my experience because I have devoted a lot of my time and energy to the efforts in that. And I have served in a lot of different arenas under my sorority. So I could get someone, if I put on my profile as one of my jobs under that experience area, that I was the chair of MLK Day of Service 2017-2018. And then I could have one of the nonprofits who served, who also participated, to recommend me. So they can say, absolutely, because I worked with her on that, in that role. So you're recommending based on a role. The other great thing when it comes to recommendations on LinkedIn that you can do through LinkedIn, you can request a recommendation. Now, this is what I recommend regarding requesting recommendations. When you send a request for a recommendation to someone, they'll get a message in their LinkedIn Messenger box. But you really should contact them outside of LinkedIn to let them know that it's coming. to give them some insight, give them a heads up, say, I really would like you to recommend me. Do you feel comfortable in doing that? Don't kind of catch people off guard. It's kind of like the days of old where you ask people, could you use them as a reference? You can give their name and number and all their personal information because that's what you used to have to do and probably still have to do if, they want to be your reference. So, Kim, is that true? Do people still have to give all this personal information relative to if they are a reference? I haven't had to do that in a while. Let me know in the comments. But this is what you can do on LinkedIn, and then someone can fill it out. The other great thing about it is it posts whatever they put. So if for some strange reason what they wrote was kind of questionable, or maybe it was kind of throwing some shade, you actually get to decide whether to post it on your profile. You cannot post it. So that's the great thing about the recommendation section. When somebody looks, they can see who's recommended you, and they can also see who you may have recommended because it shows two sides of you. And the last thing that I want to talk about when it comes to social proof is rich media. Rich media is things like video clips, imagery, PowerPoint presentations, things like that you can post on your profile associated with different job experiences so that people can see some of the things you've done. Maybe you've been certified, maybe you received an award, maybe you were highlighted for something at work or in an organization. All of those things are social proof to see who you are and what your credibility is. And so you can post in your profile pictures, scan that certificate that you're a certified coach and put it on your profile. So that when you're saying you're a certified coach, you have some evidence to show it. Say you're a speaker, put up a speaker reel or a pointer or a link to a YouTube video where you're speaking so people can see what you're talking about and what you're capable of talking about. All of those elements are considered social proof. So rich media is what it's referred to. So rich media is a way to involve an audience with your ad. Well, rich media is just a category of information that you can use on your profile. It's not really, it's when someone is researching you, you want to stack the deck. This is your opportunity to stack the deck. So they don't have to go searching for evidence about how great you are. You put it all right there in front of them. And it's not just the words, but you show links to, articles. You show links to YouTube videos. You show images of the promo sheet when, you were a speaker or anything like that. What do you mean, Carrie? Bad Google, it let me down. So, share a little bit more about that because I did talk about Googling yourself so that you know what people will find when they look you up. So, I want to just backtrack real quick and talk about what, we talked about what is social proof. The first reference I gave was on LinkedIn, skill endorsements. Recommendations were the second ones, and then rich media is the third one. All of these are ways you can stack the deck, as I say, on your profile to enhance your profile to build your social proof. Now, of course, none of that matters if people aren't looking at your profile. I mean, you can do all of that work on your profile, but you want people to be looking at your profile. And people look at your profile based on engaging with them and connecting to new people. So you always want to be building your network and engaging with your network. And I know some people struggle with that. Some people like, how do I reach out and build my network? And I don't recommend just clicking the connect button at random, which people do because I get connection requests from people. I'm like, who is this person? And I can't even read their name and their profile because it's in another language that I don't know. But what I can recommend is if you find people that are talking about things that you're interested in and you want to connect with them, it's perfectly valid for you to send a connection request to them. So in order to do that, I always recommend you do a personal connection request. So it's not just somebody in random wanting to connect. A lot of people don't know what to say when they want to do a personalized connection request. So in order to help you and anybody else who needs it, I have this free LinkedIn swipe file. Swipe file is basically just a document that has all these little snippets of scripts. You can copy and paste it into the connection request and say, hey, I want to connect with you. You can fill in the blanks for whatever the reason. It's a lot of different options if it's somebody you used to work with, somebody maybe from your community, somebody from an organization, somebody who you know from a group or something like that. All these different combinations. So if you go to bit.ly LinkedIn swipe file, you can get access to that wonderful resource. It's totally free. So, I encourage you to do that. Bit.ly LinkedIn swipe file. Quick and easy to gain access to an easy cheat sheet on connection requests. And as always, and as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to have a little script that I'm going to drop in my Facebook group, Empowerment Hotspot, in order to, make it easy on you to request endorsements from people that are in your network. Okay, so let me look at the comments here. And I'm going to backtrack because Carrie asked a great question. I'm going to show this question. Can you edit endorsements in the case if you feel it may not be something you want on your profile? Absolutely. So when you go to your profile, you can edit, and there's a little pencil icon in the endorsement box, and you can remove or reorganize pretty much all of those different skills. And I recommend that you drag to the top your top 3 that you really want people to focus on. And if there's one that you don't want to focus on anymore, you can remove it, or you can just bring it to a lower level, whatever works for you. So you can absolutely. Okay. So, hey, can someone type in the comments this link to the swipe file, bit.ly/LinkedIn swipe file. If you could put that in the comments, inscribe that for me, that would be great. And then you can easily click on it and go for it. So, Carrie, I'm looking at some of the questions. Thank you, Carrie. And Erica, here's a great question. Social media can be discouraged by HR and companies. But since LinkedIn is a professional social media, is a connection to upper management appropriate? Great question. In fact, that relates to a video that I just posted the other day on LinkedIn on how you could be leveraging LinkedIn to help you get promoted. And really, if the company is really discouraging social media per se, they need to reevaluate that, because social media should be a part of their engagement strategy to their potential customers, prospects, clients, vendors, all of the above. So they should be having a social media campaign, and they should be engaging their employees to help in that process. Because of social proof, people will listen to what someone that works for the company say more than they think the upper management. They want to hear from the upper management, but they really want to hear from the people, the day-to-day staff, and how they truly feel about the products, services, and environment at a company. So, is it appropriate to be connected to upper management? I personally think it is. Now, it also makes you be aware what you are posting, because they will see it. But then again, if you post something, anybody can see it. It's out there on the net. You want to post things that show value, your entrepreneurial endeavors, your strategic thinking. And it's okay. And nowadays, it's not unusual for people to work full time and have other interests, other endeavors. As long as you're not creating a conflict of interest, I think it's a great thing, because that shows an employer the multifaceted element of you as an employee. And they might see, hey, I saw this posted. I didn't know, for instance, I didn't know Nina was a speaker. That's not a direct element of my job. But guess what? Tomorrow, I'm going to be speaking at work to another department about professional branding. I've collaborated with their manager, and they said, hey, can you come in, tell us a little bit about what your group does, and then can you share some tips about professional branding? I think it'll be a great thing. So you never know, by making it known online what other skills and talents you have, that you may find an opportunity to leverage it. Great question. Okay. All right. So we're crossing the 30-minute line, and I don't want to keep you too long. And I appreciate you coming every week to catch up with Miss Nina B on Tech Talk with Miss Nina B. As I talked about at the beginning, for those of you who may have missed, I'm going to be cooking Thanksgiving dinner. Okay. I know. It's going to be an adventure. So look for me to be talking about my Thanksgiving dinner adventures in the upcoming weeks, because I'm going to bring you along with me on that journey. And if you have any recommendations on recipes, please post it in the comments. Hey, if you're watching this on the replay, please put #replay. Let me know that you're watching, and I'll get back to you. And thank you for your time and your support to Miss Nina B. So that's all I have for tonight. Once again, stay strong, be visible, put the spotlight on you.